talking about intersexual dynamics with a woman and what phase of her life she's in. There's the prime, epiphany phase, the wall, and all of that. I just want to go over a couple details on these for men. So I'm going to place the woman's prime from 18 to 22. And then I'm going to say 23 and 24 is like the denial phase, the denial phase of realizing the looks are fading. 25 to 29 is going to be that epiphany phase where she does realize, okay, my biological clock is ticking, looks are fading, and so that's when she starts to get more serious about whether it's marriage or locking down a long-term partner, or just more concerned about security. And then 30 I'm going to place as the wall. Now it depends on like what you're looking for, what she's looking for at the time, but when it comes to like marriage or kids, the thing is women lose leverage with time. And so, as men are judged on the burden of performance, it takes time for a man to get going in the world and to increase his status. See, but the problem with this though is that as the man is increasing his status, she's losing status, losing the looks, losing the fertility. So take two people, 18 years old, a man and a woman. She's at her prime, at her peak right there. But a man at 18, he's not at his peak. So the classic example of like the girl who parties through college and then after college through her 20s and then, oh shit, I'm 30. Well, he's been working since he was 18. So she's been partying from 18 to 30. He's been working, but now he's at nearing his peak and she's on the decline. So it doesn't really make sense for him to just save someone because they were partying. The man needs to realize his SMV, his sexual market value, and have a higher standard, because this leads to a lot of things like I was talking about in the last video with the beta male provider. You don't want to be the beta male provider. You don't want to be the guy that's just with a girl that it doesn't really like you, not really sexually attracted to you, that she's gonna be with someone else anyways. You're not her first choice. So you need to understand your own SMV, and you need to know how to play that, because if you end up being the beta male provider, you're just going to be the guy that's paying for her shit, whether she locks you down with a marriage or kid, and you don't know if she's being faithful to you. And a lot of guys just don't know how to see this stuff because there's a lot of layers to it. But that's why I'm trying to put out video content like this to help people see, and to help women see too, because right now with the way things are in society, pushing a woman like, oh, go to college, career, education, all that. If she's really trying to have a kid or get married or be serious, her best time to do that is 18 to 22 in her sexual prime, when she's at the peak of that, not later, because realistically and on a biological level, men are going to look for the younger, fertile girl. And so this is if you want a kid. I mean, if you want to be child-free or just a hookup, I mean, none of this applies. That's a different video. But when it comes to having a kid, these are very important things to take note of, because the woman does have a biological clock. And the things that she's judging the man on early in life, say at 18, the real part of having a kid, she wants to be attracted to you so she can pass on genes to her kids. She wants the man to be attractive, get his genes, get his seed for the offspring. But she also wants the financial security where she doesn't have to work shitty jobs her whole life. Preferably she doesn't want to work, and preferably the man's in a spot where maybe he owns a business or he has residual income or free time, so both parents are making this work. Now the problem with that though is the man needs time to get going, and the woman just is, like the woman's pretty, the man becomes who he is, so to speak. So the two people that are 18, the things that the girl is judging the guy on, he hasn't yet reached his peak. So, but by the time he's reached his peak, she, say he's like in his 30s, well, she's past the wall. So it's like he could just go with the younger girl because he's raised his value over a period of time. Now, the woman, when she gets older, she has to approach this differently too. And when I'm talking about the beta male provider, the woman in her epiphany phase looking for marriage, looking for security, sometimes you'll just see, she'll change up her tune, like she's been partying and, oh, now she's back in church, and this new guy doesn't know, and she can tell he's easily manipulated. So she talks about like the Bible or some verse, and then he's like, oh, I found a good church girl, and then they get married, and next thing you know, years later, because she was never actually attracted to him, she leaves, divorce, fights, arguments, domestic violence possibly, and now she has half his money. And that's just how that plays out, because for a marriage to actually work, and there's so many layers to it. It's a deep question, but like attraction and financial security, those are like the two main things. So you have to be realistic about it. So the thing is that even when you have attraction and financial security between the two, you're still human and you're still going to be attracted to other people. So I mean, there's just a lot going on. But like in a basic sense, to make that work, marriage and kids, to have a somewhat functional family, really like some attempt at a functional family, attraction and financial security. So the guy, he should be spending his 20s working, not really like focused on like, oh, she's hot, or like oh, like my time's running out, or he just needs to be working on himself. The man needs to improve himself to provide what a woman would want for marriage or for kids. You know, be a man, like understand what it means to be a man and what she's attracted to. Keep yourself in shape, eat healthy, get a good career. Maybe you work your regular jobs in your 20s, and then by the time you're in your 30s, you have a side hustle going on, or a business, or residual income, or enough free time to actually be with the kid. And now you've put the burden of performance on yourself to a point where you can actually be that person. Later, man. And now that the man can be that person, but when he's growing up with a woman, she's like in the decline. So that's what I'm advising to women on this too, is that take advantage of your youth. Like there's nothing wrong with partying. There's nothing wrong if she chooses to sleep around, but understand the future ramifications of that, because men are absolutely going to know a difference between an 18-year-old girl and a 30-year-old girl. Now, not for hookups, not for childless relationships, or if you just want to be a bachelor your whole life, you just want to be a bachelorette, or just grow old and travel and not have kids. I mean, that's a whole different thing. That's to each his own, and that's a different topic. But having kids, raising a family in this world where there's at least somewhat functionality within the family with the resources, the man has the burden of performance and the woman has the fertility. So her prime is going to be 18 to 22. She's going to be in denial 23 and 24. 25 to 29 is going to be her epiphany phase, and 30 is her wall. So women need to get going before 30 if kids is what they want, and men need to spend their 20s hustling so they can be that guy with the burden of performance with both attraction and financial security.